Hello everyone and welcome to the long-awaited Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. I've already played it about 6 or 7 times, but I figured I would play it, go through it with you, show you some of the things I've seen and noticed about the combat and the gameplay, as well as just kind of walk you through it a little bit and give some of my thoughts on it. So we've got 3 different modes. Player-controlled character will attack, defend automatically, allowing you to focus on commands. Easy, which is probably just easier combat. We're going to play normal on this one. Don't really want to take it too easy on ourselves, and let's enjoy this opening scene, which you may have already seen several times before, but let's just soak it in. The intro definitely still gives me goosebumps, just like the original. So I think the smoke right here, according to Digital Foundry and what they had kind of seen, is an actual loading screen to go from the movie to live gameplay. So pretty clever way to cover that up.
Get down here, Merc.
Alright, let's do this. Alright. So before we dive into menus and take a look at any of that kind of stuff, let's look at combat.
You're up.
So you press square to attack with the sword, you can hold unleash to kind of hit everybody, and just like that, easy peasy. And if they're kind of like a little bit further away, you can actually close the distance by just hitting square too, and he'll kind of propel himself forward to get after him.
Have fun.
Alright, and now we're learning about the ATB gauge. So as you attack, it fills up, and then you can use different commands. That's telling us about commands, so you've got different abilities like Braver, Focus Thrust, different spells. You can also do like a little shortcut. So command shortcuts, just to make it a little bit easier. And what you'll see right there happened is you can switch between modes, operator mode, and this is just showing the map. You can switch between, here's the map here, you can switch between operator mode and Punisher mode. Punisher mode allows for counterattacks if you're hitting the block button when you're attacked, but I've discovered that if you actually switch into that mode when you're hit, then it will do the same thing without having to walk around slowly. I'll show you what I mean here in a moment. Evade and guard. So when you're in Punisher, you're pretty slow to walk around. You do more damage, as you can see here, but you're just slower. So I found that if you can get someone to physically hit you, see if we can get one. Oh, he's just gonna burst fire, sorry. See if we can get him to physically strike me. Gotta switch back to operator. So then I'll do the counterattack even though I wasn't in the mode to begin with. Now you take damage every time, so you're taking damage when you use it like that, and if you were in Punisher and you did it, you would still be taking damage, so I think it's the same damage every time. Just a neat way to interact with it. Found some potions. Now you can use potions outside of battle, and it doesn't take an ATB gauge, whereas in battle it will use ATB gauge, one of your slots for that, so you should probably make sure that you're constantly healing up in between fights. And let's take a moment just to look at the menu. So battle settings, where you can change out your command shortcuts, different spells in case you want to use those outside of battle, like your party menu, which kind of breaks down everything here. So pretty cool. Manual to learn about the game. There is no materia menu on here at this time because in the original game you didn't have access to that menu because you didn't have materia. You don't get, at the end of the first boss area you get restore, and then you kind of are taught about it afterwards. So, and you'll notice it told me this, but I went through it. There are boxes with the Shinra icon on them, and you break those open for potions or items or MP, things like that.
What's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
He's upset about that. I like this part.
Real joy to look at, too.
Oh. Here we go.
Looks are what people notice first.
That's funny.
I'd say you're not even reading the same book.
We're done here.
Or even the same...
Give it a rest.
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Wedge. You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gill.
Mm-hmm. Iconic scene. Very nice. I love that you can see the materia in the weapon. So that's a pretty cool thing. Looking forward to that. Alright, this is where we learn about locking onto enemies. And I didn't switch in time, so that's a bummer. So I took damage. What I was trying to do was switch to Punisher, and do that whole counter thing, but it didn't work out how I wanted. That's fine.
See ya. Looks like you're next.
So as you can see, there is a stagger if you basically attack enemy and their weaknesses while they're pressured, and you can stagger them, and they take increased damage, stuff like that. It's very similar to the other stagger mechanics in Final Fantasy games. I can't remember which Final Fantasy does staggered. It might be 12. I don't remember. There we go. Got him that time. Focus thrust. There we go. And we're just gonna wham bam thank you ma'am on this guy. There we go. Easy peasy.
Hey, Cloud! Elevator's over there! Catch up soon!
Alright. The spark effects on the game are really nice. I like it. Game runs at a consistent 30 frames per second. I'm playing on PS4, but it's the same on PS4 Pro, obviously. You would expect it to be the same since it's, you know, a little bit better hardware on that one. Pick up this stuff. Run around, just kind of take a look. A Moogle medal.
This way.
Oh. I wanted to look at the menu, but it's not gonna let me right now.
Fast. We've got company.
You can skip every little clip like this, which I've done a few times in the other playthroughs I've done.
This'll be quick.
Ah, didn't do it right. Dang it. Chase him down. Alright, let's go get these guys now. A little bit low on life after that, but they give you plenty of potions, so we're just kind of rushing through it, playing a little recklessly, but it's okay. It's not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. So I just got this capture card for my computer to record this footage, so hopefully everything is good in the recording. As far as audio, I do notice a little bit of audio hiccuping from my headphones. I don't know if that's going to translate over into the game audio or not. If it does, I apologize. It's something I'll have to
Never in doubt.
work on getting fixed. But hopefully that's not the case, and I'm just hearing it myself. Alright, let's sprint through here. There is a sprint button, which is nice.
See you later!
Come on, Cloud.
Pretty well-known segment here, so far I really enjoy the combat. I think it's great. I like the way they handle the party combat, which we'll get to take a peek at here shortly.
Soldiers may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
One thing I'm kind of hoping they add into the game
Don't
is
you worry. Biggs will have the
some
door
different
open soon.
outfits for the people in your party.
In 3,
That would be kind of
2,
cool, because obviously the weapons are going to look
good.
different. I assume maybe your armor accessories are going to change and you'll notice those on your person. But I would kind of dig it if there are different outfits you can find throughout the game too. That would be really sweet.
It's over.
That's my line.
Let's do this. Alright, this one's talking about switching modes, so just now it's talking about going into Punisher mode.
Make it rain.
Yep, Punisher, you move more slowly, but you do a lot more damage, so you need to try and figure out how to kind of maximize the two at any given time.
That's that.
I think especially during boss fights, it'll become important.
Let's move.
He always knows just what to say.
Cut it out.
Let's make sure I've got some health here. Let's
Simmer
start to
down,
bear it.
hotshot.
Right.
Good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes. Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
One thing I will
Careful
say,
in there.
right after this section opened up, I kind of expected like a little doorway right through here, because in the original there's another little area you can go to. I mean, there's just a chest in there. I mean, there's a chest in here too, so I don't know, but it's not there, and I was kind of bummed by that, weirdly. So, but obviously this place is significantly significantly bigger
Looks like
than
the elevator's on
the
another
original.
floor. Mind pushing that button?
It takes quite a bit longer to get through this segment of the game than it does in the
So, you know Tifa,
first one.
right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Tifa and I.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer. This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
I like the voice acting for the characters, it's pretty good. Now we get to use Barrett, take advantage of his
Our lives
expertise.
are on the line
Now Barrett has some weapons that are
now.
melee
You listening,
ranged,
Merc?
so I wonder
One false move.
if that's gonna impact the game the way we expect, where
Well, so
you know,
much
if you
for
have just
having
melee
Cloud do all
people,
the
can you not
fighting.
get the ranged stuff without using
There's some places a sword just can't
magic
reach.
on it?
Just bear with him for me, would you?
Yeah.
Should have asked for more money.
Jessie's definitely great in this remake compared to the original. Like, she was kind of a character in the original. You're like, seemed okay, but now you're definitely like, I'd like to spend more time with her. I'd like to get to know her a little bit better. Alright. Okay, so sustained burst. And then it does like a fancy attack. There you go. He's got a special attack called Overcharge. Does a good bit of damage. And you can, you know, kind of charge it back up over time there. And we're just going to go ahead and drop some thunder. Kind of clean this up a little bit quicker. Now what's interesting is you switch between the two. He'll attack on his own, auto attack. He, to my knowledge, he won't use overcharge, won't use lightning, anything like that, but you can press R2 and then you can kind of get him to, you know, to use his abilities. So you can manage them. You can manage them even though you're not playing as them, which I think is great. I don't know if there's going to be AI improvements later in the game where you can kind of get them to use spells or abilities depending on the situation. I'm thinking kind of like Gambits from Final Fantasy 12. I don't know if that's the case, but actually I think it was Final Fantasy 13 that had the staggering, not 12. I was mixing up the two. But I think 13 had the staggering type of stuff to it.
Great. Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
So it's interesting because you'll manage whatever character you want to play, which for me I think it's going to be Tifa, honestly. She looks fantastic. And you manage that character, but you kind of have to keep an eye on the ATB of the other characters so you can take advantage of their abilities or their gauges for potions or whatever the case may be. So, but like I said, I don't know if they're going to implement some type of gambit system that allows you to, you know, let them do things on their own a little bit or not, but we'll have to see what happens, or if it always just comes down to you having to micromanage everything they do.
You're doing good, soldier.
We shall see. I'm not really a fan of these kind of like running through laser areas. It's just kind of like eh. But at the same time, oh dang, I thought I was gonna get through. At the same time though, it's, you know, it's still not terrible. So these go off like 3 or 4 times. I almost got hit by that other one. I wasn't really paying attention. There we go. Oh wait, I think there's, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that's open. They don't call those things sweepers for nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you wipe the floor with it first.
Alright, let's go down here and get this first, and then we'll come back to that guy. Our first challenging enemy, I guess you could call it. I don't know if I'd call it that, but
That puzzle is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in, we die.
Is that right?
We need to hit it with magic. That should give us an opening.
so hit it with magic. That should give us an opening. So then I can switch to Barret, you know, just kind of use his overcharge. Make sure the Thunder's ready. Switch back to Cloud. Yeah, hitting enemies, I know. Just talking about the stagger and how it works, so.
Give it all you got.
Focus shot. Yep. So staggered, defenseless, take more damage. There are some abilities to quickly boost your ATB, so yeah, you know, fun stuff like that, so.
It just had to get back up.
So we knock it down again. No time to complain.
Let's do this.
Don't really want to do that. We'll do this. And I think I'll probably just go ahead and use Thunder on it again. And that should take care of it. Easy peasy.
What are you, 20-something?
First. Soldier first class. Doesn't go into the 20s.
What the hell are you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. No, for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Guess that make you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
All right. Looks like a boss platform to me.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom. Let's get down there.
Climb some ladders. I think that's when I notice the frame rate more than anything is when I'm going down the ladders. Sliding down them in particular.
What's pounding like a jackhammer?
Scared, huh?
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
Heads up, boys. Hands in sight. I leave the rest in your capable hands. Good luck.
Okay, he is 20. I just wanted to make sure he was up on the MP, so I didn't have to give him a item for that, because I'm gonna want that. Come in handy for the boss. Well, I got that one at least, I think. I think I'm actually gonna switch. There we go. There we go.
You think if we fell in, we'd sink right down to the bottom? To the planet's core? No.
Try this.
Come on, hit.
We'll go ahead and switch to Punisher. There we go.
That it?
I'll take this, thank you. Slide down the ladder again. Alright, so before we go too far, just make sure, let's top everybody off. Because obviously we're going into a boss fight here. I mean, if you didn't know that, you do now, I apologize, but here we are.
All right, let's see if Little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds. Go on, do the honors. Prove to me you're the man Tifa says you are. That you're one of us.
Never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck.
Then do the damn job! What's wrong?
I'm fine. What about the timer?
Your call, Merc.
Alright, so this part's kind of interesting. If I recall correctly, in the beginning of the first one, there isn't an option. There's just 20 minutes. I don't know if this option's going to relay over to the actual game, because if you pick 20 minutes in this one, you do get a secret ending at the end of the demo compared to the 30 minutes, so we're definitely going to do the 20-minute one so you can see that secret ending.
Cocky, ain't you?
But I don't know if the 20-minute, 30-minute thing is going to be there in the real game, and if it does, I wonder if it has an impact, because obviously there's not going to be a secret ending at the end of this reactor, so I wonder how it would impact things.
Heads up.
Alright, so boss fights, or I shouldn't say boss fights, but at least this boss fight is definitely noticeably harder than the first time.
But the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option, huh?
Deal
Yep,
with that.
I mean, we basically need to swap in between characters, make sure his gauge is filling, so that we can constantly cast lightning on it, and then we can get it pressured, and then use focused thrust to try to get the pressure up as best as possible, and then we switch back, and then we use thunder again. We'll charge. Alright, we'll overcharge. While he does that, we'll go back to this, and didn't quite get to staggered, unfortunately.
The hell is that?
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
We need to get that fuel generator.
So what's your brilliant plan, genius?
Fuel generator.
That didn't work either.
Oh, damn. Ow, ow, ow. Wow, I've never been hit so much by that. Holy cow. That really hurt.
Or go down in flames.
Let's go ahead and cure him. Never been hit by that before. That was pretty painful. And we're gonna...
This thing's gonna kill us both.
Less talking, more shooting.
How about less bit from you? Give them hell.
Damn. Getting obliterated by that skill.
Not looking good. Let's go.
Jesus. Alright.
Gotta heal up.
We're having a hard time here. I'm just gonna run for a moment.
Keep it together.
Damn pain in the ass. Why you gotta pick on me? Something else? Hell yeah, baby.
Now's our chance. Give it everything you've got.
Alright, first we need to
That'll do.
give him some magic. And you can get interrupted mid-attack, so that kind of sucks. You kind of have to pay attention to that. As if there wasn't enough pressure to, you know, not get murdered here. There we go, we got him staggered. And, bad time to get staggered, honestly, but that's okay.
Focus. Find a way.
We have our limit break, so I'll be able to show you that at the end, which is great. Haven't seen Barrett's. His never triggers, unfortunately. At least it hasn't for me. Every time I've played, I haven't gotten its trigger. I mean, maybe if you hang out long enough, it'll happen, but it just hasn't worked out that way for me.
So, what do we do?
Don't get hit.
Yeah, we basically come over here, we take cover, we go, ooh, now's a good time to heal.
It's on you.
Need my help, do you?
Now, go.
So that's one thing, it's interesting if you attack him with the tail while he's doing the tail thing at all in the original, then you take a lot of damage, but in this one, wrong button. In this one doesn't seem to be the case. You can kind of get away with attacking him if the other person's being targeted, so I think it's kind of cool.
I ain't going down fighting that goddamn scorpion. You got
Go ahead and switch to him. Let's give Barrett that.
Gotta memorize the attack pattern. Heads up. Tail laser.
I see it.
Then take cover already.
I thought I gave him a...
Up and away.
I tried to, I guess. Didn't work out, though.
Hit my ass.
Now, go.
Give them hell.
Take the lead.
Guess it's my turn. Could keep
Just gonna heal up, make sure that I don't die.
It's on you.
Where's he at? There he is.
Hey, it's doing that thing again.
Find cover and hunker down.
No need. Everything's fine. I think we will use Braver. Didn't quite get it at the right time, unfortunately. Alright, now we just need to focus on his legs. So, just from the challenge of this fight, I mean, it's definitely pretty clear that other fights are going to be
Take it out quicker with
pretty tough. There's some bosses that I would actually be kind of legitimately worried about. in this game now. Let's use cross slash. And there you have it. I don't think there's any bosses that are going to be in this first, I guess, edition of the game that really bother me, but man, there are some bosses later on that I'm really curious how they're going to do. Like the weapons. Diamond weapon in particular is probably one I'm most looking forward to.
Shit, the bomb!
20 minutes until detonation.
Good stuff. Alright, so now we've got some pressure on us to get out of here.
Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've got to move.
Indeed we do. In the meantime, though, I'm going to take a moment and go myself. Alright. Let us sprint. 20 minutes is plenty of time. I don't even really know why they give you the 30-minute timer unless it's just for the demo to try and see who will find the secret ending from the 20-minute one. I don't know. But they just... 30 minutes is too much. 20's fine. I think we'll get out of here and still have probably 10 minutes left unless we do really terrible, but... I think we'll be okay, though. So you can sprint up ladders, so the same button for sprinting, you know, you climb ladders a little bit faster. You see the difference there. Let's go this way. Just like the original, you have to save Jessie to progress, to make it out. It is... You can kind of run past her and not get her accidentally on the first one, and then maybe run out of time because you don't know what to do if you've never played it. But they kind of solve that problem here.
Look, okay? Help a girl out, would you?
Although, maybe you could shimmy right
Hero.
when you're on the bar?
Hey!
I don't think so, though.
Over there! Look after Jesse!
I've never tried. So, I'm not sure.
Come this way. This
Okie
route should lead
dokie.
us straight to Barrett. Probably.
Probably.
I think I see an exit. Come on. Don't look back. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I got stuff to open. Hold on a second now.
We're running out of time.
We are going to see some new enemies on the way, which is cool.
Sorry, it keeps me focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Have it your way.
Barrett!
I've got you covered! Find us a way out of here!
But then...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I've got Soldier Boy with me.
X, Soldier Boy.
They're here! Take them down!
We don't have time for this shit. The clock's ticking.
Cool it. 5 seconds is all we need. Try this.
Look at that range. Good stuff. I was going to say, I don't know what we're attacking here. Did you get it?
Don't overdo
Killed
it.
already.
Get your ass out of
There we
here.
go.
Let's go. The other way. Gotta get the hell out of here ASAP.
Alright. Make sure we get this guy.
Keep it together.
And we'll switch.
Leave it to me. All right.
Alright, easy peasy. I don't think you can fight any of these other ones. They never come out, so... And we already got the chest down there, so that part's done. We have a new enemy type up here. Not these guys, obviously. I'll show you here momentarily. Oh. There we go. There we go. I was gonna say, you can get in the air. I've seen him like jump up in the air before. There we go. So that's kind of cool. What's my health looking like? We're in good shape. Alright, let's go fight these guys. They're not new to the game. Don't get me wrong. They're pretty, you know, well-known enemies. They're just there we go. They're just a little annoying. Definitely want to block and stagger them. There we go. I didn't mean to focus on this one, but that's okay. Damn it. Them moving around the battlefield makes it a little bit harder to hit who I want to hit here. Oh, come on. Alright. Let me get Bear to cure me, since I was kind of jumping over the place with enemies and kind of sucked. That's the downside when you're trying to attack one, but then they're moving all over the place, and I don't know. It is what it is. It's not that big a deal.
Was never in doubt.
So as you can see, it takes 40 minutes to get through, you know, this first segment of the game, which probably took maybe 10 to 15 originally. I mean, you could probably get it down under half an hour if you skip everything and really rush through it, but it still definitely takes a little while longer.
Come on.
It's like Cloud is going to teach him how to relax.
Doors open. We don't have a lot of time here. Pick up the pace, people.
Can you walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, that was pretty cool. All right, come on.
Let's move along. Love it. And then these are just clips of, obviously, what the game's going to be. Other segments. I'll point out when we get to the clip that is specific to the 20-minute gameplay. Alright, so the clip right after this is specific for the 20 minutes. So if you're like me, you might be wondering, why are they showing that clip? Because what we've been told is that the game is only going to be up until the end of Midgar. That clip is not in Midgar. You have to get out of Midgar and go to the local city, Calm, and then you kind of talk about Cloud's Pass, and that's when you see that clip. So why are they showing that is kind of what I wonder. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it below. Give it a like if you did enjoy the video, and subscribe so you can keep up with my other content, including what will obviously be Final Fantasy VII Remake in April. I hope you have a great day.